Right, so let's replace the wolf breed with Sir Balan. So I've got... Oh. Ah, okay. Lancelot wasn't a warlord, he was a champion. Well, what skills do you have? You might have something that will help against... Lightning Strike, always nice. Concentrated Cleave is always a nice thing. It's a passive cleave. Fomorian Touch. Winds of the North, that'll be useful when I level up at any rate. For now I'll keep you in the party, but I need to... Oh, don't I have any warlords? I am severely lacking in warlords. Well, I suppose I could add brother... Philibus. Yes, when I get to a keep, I'm probably going to add Philibus to take Balan's place, because summon a worm, he's a master summoner, and then when he levels up to 16, summon Red Dragon. I like the sound of that. Right, you can't reach there. Morgana!
Yes. On my way!
I didn't actually mean to do that.
On my way!
Oberon told you that Nimue found shelter among the northern Pict tribes. This is the perfect opportunity to destroy the Fomorian gate that has opened on the border between the land of the Picts and the Firbolg giants. Lord Oberon intervened on your behalf, so you will be able to offer your help to the Firbolg king.
Let's start.
The camp of the giants is small by their standards, but still bigger than anything you have ever seen. There are more than 100 giants here, and since they are all warriors, you see women and children as well. They are a formidable army, particularly with their wargs.
Let's not tempt fate. I shall leave my men behind and go to the camp alone. I'm Morgana Le Fay. I can handle a few hundred Firbolg.
The king is a muscle-bound warrior, taller than 4 men. He grins down at you and greets you in his thundering voice. You are a brave, tiny human to come alone. You don't look like the females of the tribes. More like the crystal people of the forest who call themselves she.
I am half she and have the magical powers of my ancestors.
The king nods. So you are a crystal human who possesses great powers. So be our guest at tonight's feast.
Be our guest, be our guest. I don't actually know the lyrics to the song. I would be honoured, but I would like to talk about our alliance.
The warrior sent by the king of the crystal people told us why you are here. But we have to wait until the king of the wasteland tribes arrives. Now eat. The enormous servings of meat start to arrive on big, flat stones instead of plates. The feast has begun.
I do like a good feast.
The Picts arrive after noon. The leaders of the 7 tribes are all here, led by the elder shaman dressed. The warriors escorting them look at you and the giant with suspicion. If Oberon was able to convince these 2 enemies to negotiate, he must be very influential.
I will let the King of the Giants talk first.
The king welcomes the chieftains who give him presents, following the ancient custom. They give him an old stone axe which was captured 2 generations ago. It looks like negotiations will start in a good spirit. When they sit down, the king asks you to begin your speech.
I start to talk about the Fomorian Gate.
The king of the giants listens to you carefully. The steep rocks have protected them so far, but if the Fomorians attack from behind, it could be the end of them. If they can't destroy the gate, they can't stop the hordes.
I will also mention how dangerous Nimue is.
Drest listens to you with great interest. The northern Picts were always mighty warriors, and under the guidance of a powerful enchantress, they might be even more dangerous.
And I will finish off by explaining the benefits.
After much persuasion, the king and the shaman seem to show an inclination to form an alliance. Then Drest suddenly gives you a mischievous look and asks you how your tiny army will be useful for them against the Fomorians.
You cannot destroy the Fomorian Gate without my help. I mean, it does come across, both of them come across as a bit arrogant, but then this is Morgana Le Fay. I think arrogance is one of her defining traits, isn't it? But, as I have the shard, in theory, I am the only one here that can shut the gate.
I can guide your armies and destroy the enemy. In return, I only want Nimue alive. I must interrogate her, because she knows where my master Merlin is being held.
After a brief conciliation, both parties accept your offer, and they promise to send you an army against Nimue, and troops to help you free Merlin.
I get ready, and then set forth to destroy the gate with a few frost giants.
The Furbolgs are grim warriors, and their ice-covered beards lend them a fearsome aspect. Still, they obey without hesitation. After 2 days you reach the river between the lands of the giants and the Picts. According to Oberon, a possessed shaman wants to open a gate around here.
Magic will defeat magic. I use my magic to discern the whereabouts of this shaman.
You can't sense the exact location of the gate, but you feel the weight of a great, menacing power that is slowly taking form and shape somewhere around here, like a stone growing in your guts.
Send my scouts out then.
One group returns soon, and the scouts report that they did not find anything. Still, the ones you sent northeast are missing. Most probably they have found the Fomorians, but they were careless.
We shall follow the path towards the opening gate.
In the riverbed, a darkly shimmering gate is forming slowly. The Fomorian that is helping to bring it into the world is the most repulsive creature you have ever seen. With him are picked warriors who have reached the last phase of transformation. They howl when they see you and try to repel your attack.
The shaman is distracted. Focus on the hordes, they're the ones that are going to do damage.
The partly transformed, possessed Picts are formidable enemies. Somehow they even managed to push one of the frost giants into the magical vortex around the forming gate.
Yeah, I definitely made the right choice. I help the giants against the mass of Picts.
You break through the Pict ranks and attack the savages who backed the Furbolg into a corner. You pick up a nasty wound on your leg, but finally you put them to flight. The giants saw you saving their brother, and now they charge the Picts with a roaring battle cry. The fight slowly draws to an end. You slay a few more Picts and suddenly realize that it's over. Your soldiers stagger around wounded and exhausted, and even the giants are bleeding from several wounds, although they look less weary.
I will try to annihilate the vortex with my magic powers.
The vortex is immensely powerful, and concentrating on its energies makes you dizzy, as if you were staring into a dance of whirling stars. And it's getting stronger. You are unable to close it, even with the help of the Shard of the Grail.
Where is this power coming from? This unlimited power!
You sense a strange connection between the body and the vortex. Ethereal threads of dark magic unknown even to you. You order a giant to throw the Fomorian corpse into the vortex. You see a blinding flash, and both the gate and the corpse disappear.
Burn the bodies and return to camp.
You give a colourful account of the battle, and the king of the giants listens excitedly. When you tell him about the closing of the gate, he even invites you to feast again. Before you leave, he sends you to meet those giant younglings who have decided to join you to find new, glorious battles.
Glorious.
Something very unexpected has happened, my lord. All this time that I've been hunting Nimue, she was always one small step ahead of me. And now that I'm so close, she has sent me a messenger. Nimue wishes to meet me in person, on neutral ground. She even dares to propose some mutually beneficial agreement between us. I trust not a word of this treacherous Unseelie, of course. And at the very least, I expect a trap, though a simple one. Still, I shall deal with her one way or another.
Call to arms, call to arms, call to arms. Ooh, I got picked warriors. I got hulking giants. Diplomacy. Land of the Furbolgs. Status enemy.
The alliance of the Picts and the giants of the northern lands is in.
Lancelot,
Ready to serve.
you need to start heading for Sir Kay.
On my way.
Dare I? Dare I? I am very tempted to do it. I can't initiate diplomacy with him. King Alwick.
On my
Bugger it.
way.
Oh. Not right
Yes,
now
my
then.
lord.
I shall wait. For I am a patient man.
On my way.
Your wish?
Morgana. Do that.
All right.
The alliance of the Picts and the giants of the northern lands is in jeopardy. One chieftain's son was taken captive by the Picts, who demand that the giants retreat to the mountains, otherwise they kill the prisoner. The giants can't sneak into the Pictish camp, and the prisoner dies if they openly attack the savages. This is certainly not the most ideal situation for you to negotiate about recruitment.
Indeed not. Let's go. The Frost Giants, the giant kin of the north, is divided into different tribes. One of these tribes lives in the most desolate reaches of the Highlands, and has an unnatural affinity to the cold, earning themselves the name of Frost Giants. A small group of these creatures would certainly be useful when you enter the domain of the dragons. I can lose a rare artifact and get 2 Furbolg units. I can rescue the sun to prove my worth. I lose a lot of HP in the next battle, but I get some righteousness, lose a minor artifact and get the 2. Warg Promise. Does make a bargain. I get 3 wargs. I can most certainly use the fierce warg packs in battle. Frost Giants and Picked Archers. They are skillful marksmen, and they also hold their own in melee as well. 2 warbands along with a group of Frost Giants could be a great help against the dragons of Dal Reeta. Bugger it, I'm going to rescue the chieftain's son. Yes, I will lose HP in the next battle. William, you have the most at the moment. Let's... At least 1 minor artifact. Too bad I don't seem to have any minor artifacts. Rare. Rare. Legendary. Major. 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 Oh, there we go. Minor. By rescuing the chieftain's son, I've earned the gratitude of the tribe, which makes negotiations quite easy. The only hindrance is that I've suffered a serious wound during the rescue. There we go. This unit represents a support promise from one of my allies. Nimwe's Gambit. Warriors of Oberon. It's all part of Call to Arms. So I can go down here, because Nimwe's Gambit is the big one.
All right.
You
Ready
can no
to
longer
serve.
move. Oh, bugger off. Oh, you ass. Oh, what the hell? That's an impossible... Flint skids. Retreat. I hit the wrong button.
Yes, my lord. Yes, my liege.
Huh?
On my way!
The entity that used to rule the She of Britannia, the mysterious Oberon, has almost reached his goal. He is close to creating a new Deepwood in the north, but he lacks the arcane power to finish what he has begun. When you turn to him for help, he proposes that you send him a few powerful magical items or use the shard of the Grail to strengthen the magic that seeped in to the northern soil and one day will give birth to a majestic new Deepwood.
Sounds intriguing. Start. Use the shard's power to strengthen the Deepwood. That'll give me Sealy Council Guards. Instantly, I like the sound of that. +1, 10 to Oberon's reputation. I have Malachite Staff. Do it. I participate in a ritual where I witness the birth of an entire grove in the new Deepwood. It's an astonishing sight that makes me satisfied, not to mention the arrival of the changeling warbands that Oberon promised me in return. I got some Sealy Council Guards. Yay! Now I need to get to... Or do I not get to... Oh, guess not. Great Impossible Army strength. Where are you? Right there.
All right.
Yes, my lord.
So where was taken? East Mercia. Marble Tower. Unless it's the village. It was probably the village.
On my way.
Sort the quest first.
Ignoring the orders of the Knights of Beowulf, Sir Galahad lets you pass into the Saxon lands. You are heading for Canterbury, since according to Sir Percival, you'll find the Book of St. Augustine in the cathedral. It tells of ways to close the Fomorian gates with the Grail.
That sounds perfect.
You leave your army in the nearby forest, just like Galahad asked you to, so you can approach the cathedral unobtrusively. The spires and the colossal walls are impressive, even from a distance. The cathedral reeks of power.
I follow the road to the Abbey.
Sir Galahad's army made camp in the forest surrounding the majestic cathedral. The building has a strong aura of devotion. 2 soldiers greet you there. They were sent here to serve as your guides and guards while you are in Canterbury.
I will talk to Sir Galahad.
You meet Sir Galahad in his simple cell. He only has 2 stools and a table. He's relieved at the sight of you. Things are getting worse. The Grand Master of the Beowulf Order is already aware of your arrival and has even sent a message to the knights. The abbot is also getting anxious.
He has such a jolly smile in that picture.
The knight thinks that you should visit the abbot first, since he is the only person who can grant you access to the archives without violating the rules of the monastery. Something about his smile makes you suspect that he might enjoy breaking this particular rule, though.
Well, by all means, let's break that particular rule.
You meet Sir Adelred at the door of the archives. His face is a mask of hate and disgust. You are really curious what the Order of Beowulf has against Galahad. Sir Adelred orders you to leave the monastery, but Galahad tells him to get out of your way.
Thank you, Galahad.
The argument between the two knights is quite short, and in the end both of them draw their swords. Galahad must have made up his mind that he's ready to fight against the order of Beowulf. He easily finishes Adelred, then waves to his soldiers to get rid of the body.
I open the door.
The archives are huge, so you would lose your way without the knight. Soon you reach a small room where they keep the Book of St. Augustine. It stands on a pedestal covered by a silk cloth.
Fancy.
As you touch the cover of the book, your skin starts to crawl. At first it only feels strange, but soon it has turned to excruciating pain, racking your head and every muscle in your body. You open the book quickly, but you feel that both your body and soul have been weakened.
Right, Sir Galahad, I need you to show me the shrine where the ritual should be performed.
The knight leads you to a round hall that you could cross in a dozen steps. It looks like an ordinary room, but when you mention this to Galahad, he only grins. To your great surprise, the twisted scars disappear from his face in the shrine, but return as soon as he leaves.
I sit down to read the description of the ritual.
The ritual is written in an unfamiliar language, but fortunately the description is clear enough. You only have to read the words aloud, and most importantly, the ritual cannot be interrupted in any way.
Oh, this isn't going to backfire at all, is it?
You follow the description and place the shard of the Grail on the stone floor, in the middle of the shrine. After that, you begin reciting the text, although you don't understand a word of it.
Yeah, this is going to backfire on me.
Visions begin to shimmer above the shard. Slivers of dreams and memories that Merlin's apprentice left on the holy artifact. Galahad suddenly cries out, covers his face, then falls to the ground. His body shakes uncontrollably, like the victim of some otherworldly force.
It was very specific. I have to keep going.
The light in the shrine is getting brighter, and the visions shimmering over the shard are about to disappear as the impression of the soul leaves the artifact. In the end, you only see the face of the apprentice, but at the end of the ritual, that disappears too.
What happened to Galahad?
You help him to his feet, and he expresses his gratitude. You look at his face in the light of the shrine, which makes all his disfigurations disappear. And you wonder if he could rule the Saxons, if he was free of this curse, and could use the power of the Grail to greater goals. The shard is cold in your hand. You don't sense any changes, but you have no doubt that the ritual was successful. In the meantime, Galahad gets to his feet and waits for you, staring at you thoughtfully. The knight takes the book and nods. It is time for you to go. You follow him to the corridor. You want to ask him about his plans, but suddenly you notice that the infection has disappeared from his face. He reads your eyes, then touches his face. He is also amazed by the change.
So amazed that he's doing... whatever. Continue.
It seems that the litany of St. Augustine removed the curse from the shard of the Grail and also cured Galahad. It makes you think about all the possibilities. What will Galahad do with his influence and the power of the Grail?
I wonder if he's going to become my fourth army. And also, if this ritual cured him of his infection, does that mean I can just bring Daddy Arthur to this room and perform the ritual again? Oh god. The power of the Grail, the power of the Grail, the power of the Grail. Ah, okay. Yes. Makes sense.
Yes, my liege.
Still belongs to Galahad. That one's mine. Really? Yes, I see you there. With your average army strength, I will get back to you. In fact, I will go for you right now. I won't reach you, but I will head for you.
Yes,
Lancelot, time for you to get to Sir Kay.
On my way.
You must find Sir Kay in a haunted castle, where the wall between the worlds is weaker, and a desperate man could try to break into the pathways of the She, which are now out of reach. It's a strange place where time flows at an unnatural pace, and everything can be deceiving.
Fair enough. Let's start.
Castle Roxburgh is a majestic ruin. The outlines of the old towers cut into the ashen sky like jagged blades. The windows are gaping holes and crows circle above the decrepit rooftops. You are alone on the plain, and suddenly you feel that the castle is bigger than you thought. You walk through the open gate and enter an empty hallway. You immediately feel the closeness of the other world to this place. The cold draft on your face carries the stench of winter mist, and soft whispers fill the silence. You see 2 doors leading in different directions.
I take the door to the left.
The door slams shut behind you with a thud, and it won't budge at all. Suddenly, a cold wall of mist sweeps through the empty corridor, and ghastly shapes appear from the haze. They begin to take shape, forming flesh from the fog, radiating freezing cold. There are dozens of them.
I use my magic against these fell creatures.
You sweep away the ghosts, but suddenly you realize that your last foe is Sir Kay himself.
Traitor!
You bellow at him.
You broke your oath as a knight of the Round Table.
You are surprised to hear that he echoes your exact words, and it fills you with sheer hatred.
Yeah, I have a feeling both of them were influenced by the Fomorian corruption in some capacity. I let loose my anger and attack Sir Kay.
You rush at him with a mighty swing of your sword. Your anger gives you impossible strength, and he can't defend himself. Then you glimpse your fallen foe, and you are stunned to see that he's King Arthur. Then he disappears as a vision, and you walk away. It all feels like a dream.
I stay on this corridor.
You step into the sad remains of a former library. The shelves are empty, and the heaps of ancient tomes lying on the floor have rotten away entirely. You take your time, though, and you find a scroll that survived the destruction. It's about the methods of forging a magical item.
I leave the library through a small door on the gallery.
You reach a hall where the floor has fallen in and the gaping hole reaches to the door. You take a step when the stones fall from under you, and you fall into the abyss. You can hardly grab the ledge, and you look up to face Sir Kay. "You killed the king, traitor!" he shrieks.
I gather my strength to climb up and finish this worthless knight.
Your hatred gives you the strength to get out of the abyss and grab Kay with a vicious lunge. He plunges into the deep, and suddenly you think you saw him disappear in a blinding light that reminds you of something you'd forgotten. Then it's over, but it still feels like a dream.
I need a rest, but then I'll go around the gap to reach the door on the other side.
You wander through dark corridors, but you have no idea for how long. You've lost your sense of time. Everything feels so unreal here that you don't bat an eyelid when you step into a room and see Sir Kay before you. A ghostly, monstrous shape holds him in place with its ethereal tentacles.
Well, regardless of how I feel about Kay, this creature is a worse threat. It must perish.
The strange creature is so lost in whatever terrible thing it's doing with Sir Kay that it only becomes aware of you when the sword cuts into its tentacled head. You watch it die in pain. Then you stare grimly at Kay. You think that he's dead, when suddenly his face twitches. Kay opens his eyes, and to your greatest amazement he looks at you with relief. You saved me, Lancelot, as you always do. As a knight, I can't forgive what you did to King Arthur, but I'm grateful as a mortal man. You see that he's dying, and there is nothing you can do.
I wait in silence until he passes away, and then I leave.
You look for answers in the emptiness where your memories once were. Could it be true what Kay told you? What about the visions you saw here? Was it all deception, the curse of this place? Why would you have attacked your king? You leave the castle determined to find the truth.
This is interesting. I need... and a battle. Red Knight is a straight-up battle. Right.
Ready
you
to
can't
serve.
Ready to
move.
serve.
You can't move. So, end turn. Cheeky Blighter. New diplomacy is available. Aha. By defending the borders of the Kingdom of Alba, I can increase my reputation.
Although the Kingdom of Alba is protected by the holy power of the legendary White Shield of Joseph of Arimathea, the artifact cannot by itself protect the lands that the knights have seized from the Fomorians. They require warriors whom they can send out to patrol the new borders.
Well, I do have some cavalry somewhere. I won't do that right now. Still got a while for that.
There are adepts among the Sidhe, who mortals would call wizards, though they themselves...
Hedge Knights, University, Reconstructions, Declaration of War, Need for Alliance. Nope. I'm good for everything. I need to get Masala back. Right.
Yes, my liege.
William,
On my way.
quickly go to that. If I put you there, can you yet recruit the gargoyles? I can recruit gargoyles. There is... how many to a unit? 6 in a unit. They do more damage than the bloomin' Talon folk by far. So... I will quite happily grab you. Sensitive to magic, yeah, I figured that would be the case. So are they, so either way. I will recruit you. I would like to replace the Talon Folk with another gargoyle, but I can only have one at the moment. part of me says get rid of one of the Iron Guards for my cavalry unit back. Because the cavalry themselves are good at the archers for... Yeah, I am going to...
Ready to serve.
If nothing else, they can swoop around and attack things that are already engaged from behind. That is my plan, at any rate. If they're not being the ones to smash archers with their awesome wedge formation. Only Morgana who Faye can do. So, yeah. We have a plan. Ooh, Helmet of Queen Mab. Great Sword of Gabriel. I like that. That's a cool sword. I want it. Well, contemplations, cogitations, I have a plan. It is not necessarily a good plan, but it is my plan. Next turn I will teleport, well, come spring I will teleport to the magic circle here. I will sort out this gate. I will then teleport myself back, take back East Messia, then travel and sort out that one. And then I can sort out this one. Or I can do it the other way around. That one doesn't seem to be mucking around. Meanwhile,
Yes,
Morgana... Next time, Morgana will sort out Nimwe's gambit.
Yes, my lord.
Lancelot is going to have to attack in the spring. It's all coming together. I do have a plan. It's probably going to be a terrible plan, but it is my plan. I have a plan. Well, until next time, I'll be seeing you. Farewell.